I'm Pam from Chocolate Inspirations, and today we're going to make a real quick dessert for Mother's Day. We're going to make a salted chocolate caramel dip. It can also be made as a fondue or as a sauce. We're going to make it at a dip consistency, but if you will check our website, chocolateinspirations.com, that will tell you the differences if you want to use it as a fondue or if you want to use it as a sauce. We have some simple ingredients that you should be able to just go out and buy for yourself. We have a good quality chocolate. I'm using a 58% dark chocolate, and I've got 12 ounces, and I'm going to just keep that to the side. I have 8 ounces of caramel. I'm using homemade caramel. I'm not even beginning to suggest that you need to make homemade caramel. You go buy some caramel at the store. It's not caramel sauce. Caramel sauce could be used, but then we need to adapt a little. So right now, just think in terms of caramel, any kind of straight caramel. And then I have heavy cream here, and we have 8 ounces of heavy cream. If you need to be dairy-free, then you would use whatever you're substituting, almond milk, a coconut milk, a real nice complementary milk. Soy leaves a little bit of an aftertaste, so I would use either an almond milk or a coconut milk. And we're going to put the cream in our pot, and we're going to heat it just to boiling. It'll take a few seconds. And we'll just, while we're waiting for it to boil, once the cream has come up to a simmering boil, I'll try and tip the pot so you can see it a little bit. We are going to put our caramel in there, and once we add our caramel, we will need to keep stirring because we don't want the caramel to burn. We just want it to melt out. Once it's melted out, it's going to get poured on top of our chocolate. We're going to stir. We're going to add vanilla, or we're going to add a pinch of salt and vanilla, and we will be done. The sauce will be done. And then all you need to do is go buy yourself some brownies and some pound cake or some biscotti, whatever you like, and a fruit, and you make yourself, cut it in little chunks, make yourself a tray, and you're set for Mother's Day. It will take you longer to weigh up your ingredients than it will to make your actual sauce. We're waiting, so you can see, if you can see, just barely, it's just coming up to a simmering boil. I'm making sure that the cream is there, and I'm adding the caramel straight into the pot, but as soon as I added it, I am stirring. And I can't, it's too hard to tip the pot to show you, but I'm doing nothing but stirring into the pot. As soon as I have the caramel melted out, let me see if I can give you a little better shot that way. As soon as the caramel is melted out into the cream, then I'm going to add the salt there and to this mixture, and we're going to pour it over our chocolate. And it does not take long, but it's not going to be instant either. Make sure that if you have purchased caramel, that you've removed all the wrappers and you don't have any little surprise when you're mixing all this up. And ideally you'll get yourself some wooden skewers or something to skewer your selections for dipping into the sauce, and you should be set to go. You'll find, like I said, all the complete instructions on the website, and that was chocolateinspirations.com. And you shouldn't stir too fast because then you slop over the side of the pot. We're almost, I still see a couple chunks in here, so you need it all melted out because you want it all to still, you see how it's still at that light boil like that? You need that boil because I'm pouring it over the chocolate, and we need it to melt out the chocolate, and I believe I can pour it out. So we'll turn the heat off. We'll unplug the pot. You just want a pinch of salt. You do not need a lot. Salt's a great enhancer, but the idea is not for something to taste salty. So I'm pouring it directly onto the chocolate. I even just saw a couple chunks that weren't quite melted out, so I probably hurried it just a hair. Excuse me. And so you can see, and now I start stirring. Now when you stir here, because you want this all to come together, you're going to stir in concentric circles in the center, tight little small circles. And you just keep stirring, and as you stir, you can see this. You can see in the center, this is starting to come together. We have not done that yet with the rest of it. And you're going to just keep stirring, and every once in a while I'll go around the whole outside edge. But then I'm back to stirring in the center. I'm not just wahoo whipping away. And we should be all there. Our sauce is basically done. We're going to add our vanilla. We're just adding a teaspoon of vanilla. And as you can see, it's all coming together. Makes a beautiful sauce. And at this point, it's warm, and you would usually let it cool down before you're serving, and then as it cools down, it will thicken up a little bit. If you were going to a fondue pot, you would not let it cool down. Again, instructions will be on the website, chocolateinspirations.com, and I'm done, and I'm just pouring this out. And all I have to do now for Mother's Day is set out my tray and assemble what we're going to dip. And in the center, I will move this dessert dip to a nice decorative bowl. And I'm all set, and it's taken me very little time. Once again, if you want the recipe, just check our website, chocolateinspirations.com. And until the next recipe, we'll see you later.